What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Damien Reads Comics. Today we're going to do kind of a different slash weird one. This is kind of like a alien slash different monster slash kind of erotic one. It's not really too erotic where, I mean, you do see nudity and you do see a little bit of sex here and there, but it's not like in your face like erotic, I guess you can call it erotic type of thing. Anyway, the book's called The Discipline, and it's by Peter Milligan, Leonardo. Actually, it's not even Leonardo. It's Leandro, Fernandez, Chris Peter, Simon Boland. And this is Trade Paperback, Volume 1, The Seduction. Okay, so the writer is Peter Milligan. The artist is Leandro Fernandez, colorist Chris Peter, letterer Simon Boland, editor Sebastian Gerner, and logo and design Drew Gill. And so this was published by Image Comics. Here's the front of it and the back of it. And it's weird because there is issues 1 through 6 collected in this. And so it was supposed to keep going for a while, actually. There was supposed to be more than 6 issues, more than one volume. But Image Comics didn't like that there was so much nudity in it, and so they stopped it. And so they didn't continue it. I didn't know this at the time. I thought that this was just one quick story, and it stopped at 1 through 6, right? And so that's why I picked it up. I decided to read it and go from there. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't a big fan of this story for 2 reasons. One, I wasn't a big fan of the whole monster thing. Like, it made no sense to me. And 2, because they stopped it. Like, I don't know what's going to happen next. And I don't know what's going to happen next because they're not going to continue it. So that being said, it's kind of cliffhangered, you know? So who knows? But let's go ahead and crack open. Before I continue on, it is glue binding. Most trade paperbacks are glue binding. So let's go ahead and crack this book open, kind of go over the story a little bit, and go from there. Alright guys, so here it is, trade paperback. I do believe they make a hardcover of this as well. They make single issues, they make a trade paperback of volume 1, and they also make a hardcover volume 1 as well. I believe the hardcover has a little bit of extras in the back. I just decided not to pick this up because I picked this up for cheap at like a discounted store from Amazon. I picked it up for like $7. It was weird, yeah. And so, what is the story of this? So the story has to do with this female right here. Her name is Melissa Peak. And she is actually, hold on, before I go any further, I do kind of want to, even though there is a lot of nudity, I don't want to get too much into it to where YouTube is like, oh, not this one. Let's see if I can go on from here. There we go. So what's the story of this? Well, like I said, it has to do with this female right here. Her name is Melissa Peak. She is married to a millionaire, right? But he's so into his business, to his to whatever he's doing, he doesn't really show her any type of attention or affection. And because of that, she kind of wants to look for it somewhere else. And when she does, there's this guy right here that kind of is following her, like gets attracted to her. In the whole story, there's a war between the Discipline, that's where the story comes from, and stalkers. The Discipline are kind of like reptilian looking things with like a tail, claws, and the stalkers are more like, let me see if I can find a picture of him. There we go. The stalkers are more like this. They're more like werewolves looking thing. They're not really wolves, but that's how they look. And that's like, so in order for you to become either a stalker or a Discipline, you pretty much have to have sexual intercourse with that person, because they're not really that at first. They're kind of disguised as humans. Once they do that with you, you have to turn around and do it again with another person, and then you become a full-on either Discipline or stalker. The part with Melissa, she becomes a Discipline, and that follows her story. She's kind of caught in the middle of this war between the Discipline and the stalker. And that's pretty much the plot of the story. I can't go any further because it kind of cuts off at, issue 6. So kind of just go through this a little bit so you guys can check out the art. Like, look, don't get me wrong, the art's okay, but it's hit and miss for me. Like, look at this picture of this dog right here. There we go. Like, his eyes are over here, but his mouth is over there. And it's not, like, he's not supposed to be like a weird alien looking thing. It's just a regular dog, because here she is with that same dog, you know, taking him for a run. And so the art in this is a little bit cheapish. I don't know if you want to call it that. It's just made really weird. I wasn't a big fan of it. I can't really show that page too much. Like I said, there is nudity in here, but it's not too bad. But the art, it's okay. It's just, in a nutshell, the story was a little bit intriguing, but not enough to want me to keep going with it. And you know, it's cool that they kind of ended at 6, because I was like, whatever. I kind of knew what I was getting into a little bit, because when I saw the back of it, I was like, okay, this is going to be some alien type crazy stuff, right? And that's exactly what it is. And I wasn't a big fan of that. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the nudity a little bit, but it wasn't something to really pull me in to be like, okay, this is freaking amazing, right? No. The story wasn't that amazing to me. The art isn't that good for me either. The whole alien aspect war that's going on, it just wasn't enough to keep me interested at all. So don't get me wrong, this was an okay read, and if you guys want to pick it up, you know, by all means, but it definitely was not for me. And I mean, it's gonna be for some people really like this book for some reason. It wasn't for me. Like I said, it wasn't for me for 2 reasons. One, the art is not the best. Their story is okay. I'll give it that. But I hate that it stopped at issue 6, because we don't know what happens next. So, yeah, like I said, you guys, you know, just kind of flipping through it so you guys can check out a little bit more of the story or of the art itself. But it wasn't enough for me to be like, I want more. No. It wasn't like the last couple chapters, or not chapters, but the last couple books that I read for Sin City where I was like, oh my god, I want more. No, this one didn't do it for me. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm really trying to get into the not-so-grounded stories of, like, criminal noir type of thing. And I do want to, you know, expand my horizons with, like, you know, witches, goblins, ghosts, things like that. Aliens, I don't mind it. It's all here on Earth. And that's why I did read this. But I think the story plot in itself is kind of stupid. In itself. It was too simplistic. Sorry, I don't even know what that was. Like I said, I bought this from a kind of a used bookstore. What's crazy about this, I bought this from a used bookstore from Amazon. And it came here. It was like a third-party seller on Amazon, used bookstore. I think it's called Thrift Bookstore. And in between the pages, as you can see, there's a crumb coming out of it, which really pisses me off. And on top of that, I found a fast food wrapper in here, like used as a bookmark. And that was just like so disgusting to me. Now, I get that those people have like, you know, hundreds of books coming in. They kind of maybe dust them off a little bit and then put them on resale. But they should flip through the pages a little bit, every single book, and be like, okay, this one's good to go. Because, like, nobody wants to see, like, you know, crumbs and stuff falling out of it. That's just disgusting. This right here is where it really started kind of like, I was like, okay, I'm going to rush through this and I'm done with this book. Because it started doing some, like, Egyptian crap. I was just like, okay, yeah. So, like I said, the story is a little bit interesting, but it does a little bit too much for me to, where it did not, you know, pull me in whatsoever. But like I said, the overall story has to do with the girl named Melissa Peak. She does get turned into a discipline, and she's caught in the war between the discipline and the stalkers. There she is, being a discipline. And yeah, it's a little bit out there for me. I know I'm trying to get into it, but I don't know. See right here, this is where I'm a discipline. She knows she's finally a discipline. And this is a little bit of the extras. I don't want to give too much away. You know how YouTube is. But that's about it. I mean, there's nothing more to it. Like, okay, here you go. When a frustrated Manhattan wife, Melissa Peak, allows herself to be seduced by a mysterious stranger, she is drawn into an ancient war between the discipline and the creatures known as the stalkers. Most discover Heathereto. I don't even know what that word is. And must discover hitherto unimagined potential within herself to survive. But at what cost? Whatever you've heard about it, it won't prepare you for the discipline. Yeah, even that kind of, it sounds nice, it didn't pull me in. That story in itself didn't pull me in. There was a lot of reviews on this that I've seen people do, and they were kind of recommending it here and there, and this one didn't do it for me. So anyway, let's go ahead and do the rating for this book. Alright guys, so what do I give a rating to this book? The art is okay, but it misses on, it doesn't look sharp, it doesn't look that good, it's kind of weird at times, and I don't know if I've been looking at too much Sin City art where the art just got so much more better and better, but the art just didn't do it for me. It missed on so many levels, so that's going to take a big, miss on it for myself. The story was okay. It was okay. I'll give it that. So that's points for that. But the fact that it ended at issue 6 and then it completely stopped it, you can't continue it any further, that's a big miss for me. And so an overall rating for this book, I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to not I almost want to give it a 3, but I did kind of enjoy the story a little bit. And the art is okay, but it was a really hit for me. It was a miss for me. So I'll give it a 4. That being said, I'm not going to keep this book. I'm going to go ahead and post it to sell it because it really wasn't for me. So that's what I'm going to give this book. I hope you guys enjoyed the review on it. Like I said, I try not to give too much spoilers nowadays with the book reviews that I'm doing. So you guys can actually go into the story yourself kind of blind. You guys kind of know what to expect, but not much. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope you guys enjoyed the art. I hope it helps you guys make a decision on whether you guys want to pick it up or not. Next on the list, I'm going to be doing Kill or Be Killed by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. I heard nothing but good, reviews on that. Supposedly it's high up there on a lot of people's list when it comes to Ed Brubaker. I've never heard of it before. I'm going to check that out next and see how it goes. After that, we're going to be doing, I believe it's called Hot Paprika, and then Carmen, and then the Watchmen series, and we'll see how that goes. So, yeah, for now, I hope you guys enjoy this review of this, the book, The Discipline. Again, just to do a quick recap, The Discipline by Peter Milligan and Leandro Fernandez. I say Leandro because, look, it's not Leonardo, it's Leandro. And published by Image Comics with glue binding. So if you guys read this story, let me know in the comments down below if you guys enjoyed it or not, or if it was if it was a hit or a miss for you guys. Give me some recommendations if you guys have any other graphic novels you guys want me to pick up. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel, it helps it grow, it helps people find it and actually be like, okay, I do want to pick it up or not, kind of make their decision. And if you guys haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button. It helps my channel, not only for me, for it to grow, but it also helps, other people find my channel as well. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and we'll see you in the next one.